two women charged in connection with the deaths of their 5 children in the Itireleng west of Pretoria informal settlement. It's expected back in court today. Zanele and Lindiwe Machaka face various charges, including culpable homicide. Prosecutors say the sisters left the children by themselves while they enjoyed a night out at a local tavern. Last week, they were granted bail of 5,000 rand each, but couldn't afford it. Today, the Atteridgeville Magistrates Court will receive a report on whether they qualify to be released on correctional supervision. Meanwhile, the children, aged between 1 and 7 years, have yet to be laid to rest almost a month after their deaths. Ziniko Mhlaba joins us live from Atteridgeville this morning. And Ziniko, the details of the story continue to break hearts around the country. It just is so devastating in its nature. And to add to it, the family is now considering laying the children to rest, despite what happens in court today.
Well, Michelle, actually, the two families affected by this tragedy, the family of the father and the family of the mother, seem not to be, speaking in one voice in regards to what must happen in the meantime while the court processes or the court proceedings are still unfolding. One family believes that, well, while the court processes are taking place, let's continue with burying the children, and then we can deal with court processes after we have done the funeral service of the 5 children. Well, the other family on the other side says, well, let's be patient. Let's make sure, or let's try our level best to ensure that at least the 2 mothers are able to attend the funeral service. So let's see if we can delay a bit, maybe, and hopefully the mothers are able to raise bail and they will get an opportunity to lay their children to rest. So those are the 2 contradicting beliefs the 2 families have. But in the meantime, we've got a challenge when it comes to the 2 sisters who have been failing to raise the 5,000 bail that was granted by the magistrate some time ago. Remember that both the defense and the state had no issues with these 2 women being granted bail, saying that it will be indeed in the interest of justice for these mothers to be able to go and spend time with their families. So remember that the court was also told that the 2 mothers also have other children whom they need to go back to so that they're able to take care of those other children. However, the magistrate is saying that, well, guys, we understand all those factors. The court is taking them, it's noting them. However, when it comes to the wheels of justice, they must take place without fear or favor. So that's the challenge now. Well, we're here last week, Michelle, where we're expecting the correctional service to give report to this court whether the 2 accused do qualify to be granted bail under correctional supervision. Well, correctional services informed the state that they were not ready with their report. They needed more time and said that maybe a period of 2 weeks will be sufficient. So that period of 2 weeks ends today. So we'll hear today whether that report has been concluded and what are the findings of those reports. Key to that report, or key consideration which we expect to be centered around, or to be the major center of that report, is whether the addresses which the 2 families were providing to the authorities can be verified or not. We understood that one address was in Mpumalanga, so correctional services did not have the capacity and the time to travel all the way to Mpumalanga to verify that address, and the person who was supposed to confirm that address was not reachable telephonically, and that was one of the delay which caused the Correctional Services Department not to be able to be ready with the report. So today, key things are expected to happen is to hear that final report and get a sense whether these 2 women are able to be under correctional supervision out on bail, and secondly, whether they've managed to raise bail. Because another consideration was the fact that if they manage to raise bail between last week and today, they'll need to be here and inform the court, and then the court will be able to grant them that freedom so that they're able to go and bury their children. So that's where we are, Michelle, in terms of this particular case today.
Ziniko Mhlaba, thanks very much indeed for that update, and you'll keep us up to speed depending on what the court does decide today.